Hello, welcome to this video where I'm going to show you how to do some simple doodles. I'm working in my 2025 journal. I use my journal to test different doodles when I'm planning classes and also to try out different palettes. I quite like working with a limited palette, it's a very good discipline. But for today, we're going to be focusing on these doodles here. It's coming up to the 25th of January, and in Scotland, that is the annual celebration of the national bard, Robbie Burns. Now, I grew up near the Central Highlands of Scotland, and living in France there are some things about Scotland that I miss, and I decided I would capture them in doodles. I've designed these little doodles to be very simplistic and based on very simple shapes, so if you think you can't draw, stick with me and I'll show you that you can. In this video I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can doodle thistles. Begin with a central line and then just a little way down from the line add a circle. The line helps you keep everything centred. We're going to give it almost like a little crown, 2 lines at the top, and then join the top of those 2 lines with a curve. The leaves for this version are a little bit like holly leaves. I'm going to give myself a stem as a basis from which to work, and then because I'm not very good at just drawing holly leaves, and because I like to make my life really simple and join dots, I'm going to add literally dots. I'm going to put these dots roughly opposite each other-ish, and then I'm going to join them up. And those dots are the most pointy part of the leaf. And then I don't have to think about it. I can just follow my join the dots, and I have a leaf, which can also double up as a holly leaf. I'm going to do the same over here. They get a little bit closer to that central line as we get closer to the tip, and then I join them up and give them a nice deep curve to get that effect of a spiky leaf. I'm going to add a little bit of detail into the centre of the thistle, so I'm going to do some curved lines just across my circle like that, and then some going the opposite direction. And then to finish my thistle I'm going to add some straight lines at the top. I've been drawing this in pencil. The next stage would be to draw it in pen, go over all my lines in pen, and then erase the pencil marks. Our next thistle has more movement to it. Again, begin with the central stem and draw a circle. So we begin exactly the same way. And the top is the same. We do this broad crown looking piece and we join those 2 lines like that. I'm going to keep my lines on this simple again, just some straight lines. That's all we need to indicate the thistliness. My leaves are a little bit different this time. I have them turning out the way. This will give them a greater sense of movement compared to the static type of leaves here. And this time my leaves come back in on themselves, so they're a little bit more jaggy. So what we're going to do is little thin rectangles that come out and then come back towards the central stem line. And it doesn't matter if they're at slightly different angles. Plants are a great thing to draw, they're very forgiving. Do the same on this side, long thin triangles. And just by curving these more, we add a sense of movement. I'm working in pencil, and I can go over it in pen when I'm happy with the design. I'm going to add some extra detail here. Now these are curved bananas, or you could think of them as curved teardrop shapes, but they move away from that central stem and give the plant the appearance of having petals at the base. I'm going to do the centre a little bit differently. I'm going to do tall triangles. These just sort of overlap each other. They don't have to be terribly precise. It's another variation on how you can draw a simple thistle. I want to show you a point of difference between these two. On this one, I kept the curved line in at the top. In this one, I erased the line and I didn't pen it in, and I added slightly more lines to the top of my thistle. We've done 2 thistles. Now we're going to move on to shortbread. Shortbread is just a triangle. It can be wider than this if you prefer, and then it curves across the top to join these 2 lines. Remember what I said about joining lines or joining dots? It makes life so much easier. Then it has some little curves to indicate the edge of the shortbread. And in the centre, some little dots. Oh, I do love shortbread. If you want to give this a little shadow, bring in a line here and just follow the line of your shortbread. Those are our 3 doodles for today. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to draw the sporran, the bonnet, and the Highland cow. The important thing I want to emphasise about doodling, you're not investing your time, you're not getting too emotionally attached to the piece. If it doesn't quite work, it's only a doodle, it's only a bit of paper and a pencil mark. You can do it again. I hope you join me for the next video, and in the meantime, take care.